Living in bondage, my story of insecure property rights. Sometime in the year 2018, at a place in Lagos, my company made a purchase of tract of land of about 14.5 acres in a prime area. Before we did that, we did our verification, we conducted due diligence, and the land was under global opposition but regularizable. We paid the family off, and made up our mind that we are going to meet the government for the security of that place. Something led to the other. The family started having issues with government on the entirety of their land based on acquisition. They started challenging the government that they were not served with a pre-acquisition notice, that it was not published in the Gazette, and that they were not paid just and fair compensation. We pleaded with the family not to pursue the matter, but they continued. As the matter was going on in court, we wanted to join the family, but before then, we have already fenced our entire 14.5 acres using barbed wire. We put up an office there, 240-feet container. We decorated it into an office. We roofed it with step ties, and we did a foundation of 2-story building in that place to DPC level. We did piling, serious piling, up to 9 meters. And we spent then close to 30 million to get to DPC level. When the family went to court, we were following the matter. We wanted to join the matter because we do not want to have issues with the government later. Somebody introduced the company to a very, very senior government official. When we were introduced to the man, because of his position, we believe that somebody in that position will do the best and cannot lie and cannot sabotage our efforts. We explained our deal to him, telling him what we intended to do. He advised us that to the best of his knowledge, it will not be good for us to join the matter in court, that we should bring all our documentations from government, from the family. We brought our deed of assignment and everything and gave to him. After looking at it, he said there is no problem, that the government will allot the place to us, that they do this in group, that is going to cost us about 10 million. I said no problem. He gave us an account number. We paid the initial deposit of 4 million, paid 250,000 naira for the process of registration. Then the other ones were given in cash. He said that payment advice will come up within 30 days. We waited for 30 days, there was no payment advice. We waited for 60 days, there was no payment advice. One developer approached us because that land was strategic. He said he has the capacity of getting the allocation of that place since we have already paid the family. That we should come so that we'll have a deal whereby he will pay us off of all we pay the family, the expenses we have made so far, and the margin of which we put on the land. We had an agreement with him. We agreed on a deal. We went back to the man before we can sign the deal. We told the senior government official, this is the position, this is the position, this is the deal we have. Can we continue with the deal? Why this man now takes care of this allocation? He vehemently rejected our position and told us that we have to trust him, that he will deliver. That was how we allowed the deal to collapse. 2 months turned to 3 months, 3 months to 6 months, 6 months to 1 year, 1 year to a year and 3 months. we became very uncomfortable. Information reaching us, as at the time the man was giving us a helping hand, he still comes there most of the time with other people. Our security people do tell us. But we have never gotten any reason to suspect him. At the end of the day, to call it short, we did not get any allocation. There was one day I physically confronted him in his office. I insisted that day is either we get the payment advice from government or both of us will die in his office. It was then he took my colleague, who introduced me to him, to another senior government official whom he told us before that they worked together. He took her to that place so as to determine the status of that regularization. They went there. My colleague was shocked when that same man told the man, our contact, that why didn't he bring this application to him for a year end? What was he doing with that application? That if he has brought that application, even if last month, that allocation would have been a done deal. We went to his office. Brother, could you imagine that application we submitted a year and 3 months ago was still in the drawer of this man? It was so pathetic. It was so horrible. At the end of the day, that same allocation of ours was given to another person. That was how they brought in bulldozers, they brought in excavators, they demolished our office, they demolished our fencing, they demolished our 2-story building foundation at DPC level. We were left with shattered dreams. We were left with systemic corruption. We were left with a bitter heart crying for injustice. If that man had told us ab initio that he doesn't have capacity to get this allocation, we would have known what to do. Even at the second month of that processing, when we got a developer who was ready to pay us off to continue the process, he refused us. Today, we lost the money we paid to the family. We lost the money we used for the processing. We lost the money that developer would have paid us for that regularization. We lost the money that we're supposed to have made. And to make this story worse, at the end of the day, the family, the government, and the people that they allotted the land settled out of court. And their terms of settlement was used as consent judgment. Part of the same land was returned to the family. And myself and my company got nothing. Only broken promises, pains, betrayal, emotional trauma, psychological disturbance. Till today, we have never recovered from it. Till today, I have never recovered from it. The land is not one plot. It's not 2. It's not 3. It's 14.5 acres of land in a prime area. What an agony. What an agony of systemic injustice. What an agony of betrayal. What an agony of mistrust. That is my story. I am a victim of insecure property rights. I am a victim that went so deceived because I trusted blindly, because I believed blindly, because I thought I was following the right person. Most Nigerians, both domestic and diaspora Nigerians, a lot of us might be passing through this problem. A lot of us must have passed through this problem. I decided to share it out so that if you have been passing through this, if you have passed through it at all, that there is hope. There is hope for us tomorrow. That's why we have to tell our story. Thank you very much.